What is going on, guys? We are back playing some more Surviving with Immersive Engineering. Now today I'm super excited to just jump into the episode and start building, guys, because I have an awesome and really big project planned. So this is actually thanks to you guys that I'm going to be doing this, because you guys have been posting a bunch of great ideas for things that I can do, and two of them actually work really well together. So they're going to be combined, and it's probably going to take a couple episodes to actually build all of this, but I think it's going to be awesome, and I think you guys should really enjoy it too. So the whole thing that we're going to be making, just the complete thing, and I'll break it up into what we're going to be doing for each individual part later, but it's essentially going to be a mob spawner that separates the mobs, and zombies go to one spot and everything else gets put into the crusher, and we take the drops out, and then we're going to use the gunpowder that we get to actually make ammunition for the revolver. And then the zombies are going to get sent over to a shooting gallery that we're going to build that is going to use pistons and everything to kind of like lift them up and bring them down. And we're going to use the railgun and the revolver and all that stuff over at the shooting gallery. And I think it'll just be really fun. So it was pretty much based off of two comments that said I should make an immersive engineering mob spawner. And along with that, someone said I should make a shooting gallery for specifically the railgun, but I also want to try the revolver out with all the different ammunition. So that is what we're going to be doing. And now that I've spent like a decent amount of time explaining the slightly complicated idea, we're actually going to be building it right over here. And the reason I want it to be nighttime at the start of the video is mainly just because A, that means we can build it and hopefully it'll be daytime once it's constructed and we can see what the rates are going to be for just one floor. And it also allows me to see where things are poorly lit up. So for the most part, it looks like all the lighting around the base where I've actually tried to light things up is pretty solid. And with all the mining I've done, I've actually lit up a ton of caves down below. So the rates should be pretty good once I go over and light up this huge area over here. But we're going to be making it right here, and I wired the power over from the windmills. There's 4 windmills up there now, so it should be able to power a crusher consistently. And yes, I know I could just drop them and kill them, but I want to drop them and obviously separate the mobs. So putting them into the crusher will make it easy to drop them, then separate them, then kill them, and still get the drops. So probably going to make sure, I need to make sure I have enough room. So we actually might do it like right over here, and we got to kill Mr. Creeper first. And for some reason, I just don't have a sword on me anymore. I dumped my iron sword somewhere, and I haven't made a diamond sword yet. But I want to make sure we have enough space, so it's probably going to go right over here. So we're going to do the typical, I don't even know if it's typical anymore, but back when I played just like vanilla Minecraft, the typical mob spawner was the 4x4, and you make a chute that goes up, and then you've got the 4 spawning platforms. And I know there's a couple that you can make that don't have spiders spawning, but I'm just going to make this one because why not? This is the one I know. If I need to alter it later, I will. But I tested it out. The rates seem fine. And so we'll do this. And then if I need to change it later, I'll do it off camera. And you guys probably know a bunch of different spawners that are better than this one to make. But I haven't really needed to do any outside of modded Minecraft in a while. So that's why we're doing this one. So I want to build, typically you'd build I think 22 blocks up or 23, and that would get them down to like 1 hit or possibly even kill them. But I'm probably going to do 20 because we don't want them to die when they hit the ground. That's not the goal here. We don't want them to die. We want them to take damage but not die, because we want the zombies to live so that we can then separate them and put them into the shooting gallery. So I'm just going to we'll use stone bricks to construct this whole thing because I have a lot of them. So we're probably going to build up like 20 blocks. So if they're going to fall on this block, like I mined out the 4x4 here, but they're not actually going to fall to that block. So this will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, so now that you guys learned how to count to 20, I know, super helpful. This is where we're going to kind of have them start falling down. So I can almost guarantee that you guys have seen pretty much at least one mob trap built or mob spawner. So this probably isn't going to be super interesting for you guys, but I do want to do a little bit of the building on camera just in case you guys haven't seen this, if you've been like living under a rock since Minecraft was created. But you'll typically do a 2x8 that goes all the way back here. So I don't even know how many we've built. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and this is where the water will go, and because it travels 8 blocks, it will push them over to this area where they will then fall down. And I'm just going to do it like this so that we kind of have a sense of how things are going to look. and then I'll just mine out the center blocks. I should have done this before I mined out the center blocks in the first place, but we can mine them out now. And okay, so these are where the streams are going to go, and then the pads are going to go right here. And it's up to you really how high you want to make them, because like I know at one point or another when I was building these, things would jump back up onto them, and so it comes down to whether or not things will walk off and if things can jump back up. But it seemed like this was okay when I tested it out. I did build this in a creative single player world, like I pretty much do with everything before I put it on camera. 1 2 3 4 5 6, just to test out that things were actually going to work, because you never know how things change when, you know, the game gets updated or something. So I did test it out. The rates seemed fine. Obviously that's in a super flat world, so there's no caves or anything, but this does use a ton of blocks, so I do believe I'm gonna have to get a ton more stone bricks to actually make this. The main thing that eats up blocks, honestly, is the wall, because that has to be, you have to make it too high, and then obviously the third block is going to be the ceiling, which has to cover this whole area so they can spawn, of course. So this should be one pad right here, and I can just pretty much show you guys how the water is going to work then, and then we can call it a day. And I will probably just do like a speed build of it or something. I'll just do like a, I don't even know what you'd call it, time lapse, montage, whatever you want to call it, of me building this, just so if you do want to see it, you can actually watch that. And I got a wooden barrel. You guys told me to do this a really long time ago, but I got a wooden barrel. It's filled with water, so I don't need to go back down and get more. I don't even know why I have 5 buckets in my inventory right now too, but I do, so yes. So you can see that the water carries it all the way over here, and then it would drop the mobs down, and they'll fall, they'll take damage. The main issue, and the reason people typically do these so they don't spawn spiders, is because it's a little different when it comes to actually getting the spiders to, you know, drop down and kill them with whatever you're using. So we will have to work around that a little bit if I do end up sticking with this design. But I'm going to jump off now, not off camera, but I'm not going to be talking. I'll just put some music on, and you guys can watch a sped up version of me actually building this thing. So I will talk to you guys once it is complete. Okay guys, so we are back and everything is done now, and as you might have seen while I was building, there is a slight problem, and I do have a way to fix it, but right here you can see that the water actually froze into ice. And what is the best way to prevent that from happening? Probably putting a torch down or something along those lines, but we can't do that because it needs to be pitch black in here. So I don't know why I didn't think of this before, but we are just going to grab our water back, and I am going to be using conveyor belts, and I think this will be interesting to test out because obviously when things get in water, they jump, but I don't know if they'll have the same reaction on conveyor belts. They might just sit there. So I think it'll be interesting to test out. I have 64 conveyor belts. I think that should be enough. It'll actually be the perfect amount. This will be the perfect amount of conveyor belts for what we need to do right here, because each side's going to take 16, and I need to flip this last one around, so everything should be good there. Now, there might be some complications if they do decide they want to start jumping on conveyor belts. I've never really tested that out before. It's never like, oh, I'm going to see if monsters jump on conveyor belts, but we will probably be able to tell pretty easily if they do jump on conveyor belts, because the drops or the rates will just be atrocious. So, I also don't know how this will work with spiders. That's the other thing. I don't know how it will work with that. So this may mean that we do need to kind of alter the way the pads work. If you don't know, an easy way to prevent spiders from spawning is to do 3x3 pads and put a half slab in the center, and then the spiders don't have enough room to actually spawn. So that's one way to fix it. Oh, I was holding shift there. Okay. Nope. There we go. And there we go. Okay, so everything should be good now. It should be kicking everything right out here. And I did leave like one area open right on each pad because I didn't have any torches on me, so I didn't want things spawning in here while we are in here. But we're going to cover this up and come across, cover the next one up, and hopefully it will actually start working. I don't know how good the rates are going to be. Like, let me just say they're not going to be good because we're only going to have one floor right now, but I'm just hoping things will actually spawn in here. And we got to get over to this block right here so that we can get rid of this the way we pillared up here. And the next thing that actually needs to be done now that the whole kind of like spawning area is done is we need to bring kind of, I don't even know what you'd want to call it. We just need to bring these all the way up so that that is enclosed. So that is the next thing we have to do. So I actually don't know if we're going to have enough stone bricks to do this in stone bricks, but hopefully we will. So we'll probably want the front face to be right here. So we'll leave this side open, and you know what? Let's do this. We'll build up here and break these just so that we can actually see what has come down, and we can close it off like this. Obviously you don't need blocks in the corner because that's just being wasteful. I didn't put any blocks in the corner up there, so trying to be as resourceful as I can be. And we actually do need one of these to get up here and start building this up. But I am hoping that this works because I do think it'll be a really fun project. The main thing, like I said, is that I'm going to have to go off camera and light a bunch of stuff up because there are definitely still a lot of caves around here, especially on this side, because when I mine, I go in that direction. So a lot of the caves that I've lit up are probably not even relevant when it comes to spawning things, but I think stuff should spawn in there eventually. I don't know. I hope. The main thing is just I want some zombies because I think that's going to be really fun. Since the general idea, I don't know if I already mentioned this, but the general idea was to shoot at like pieces of wool or something. And so I think this will add a little bit more fun to it. It'll be a little bit more entertaining to actually shoot at something that can be jumping. I might put them in water instead of using pistons because then they'll just jump on their own, which would be cool. Oh, got to get rid of this. And what I'll probably end up doing is, since I don't think anything's spawned up there right now, let's use some water to get back down. But I'll probably go off camera and see if anything spawns and let you guys know from there. So get back down here and then I'll hop off for a little bit, see how things go, and we can jump back then in a little bit. So I will talk to you guys once I see something actually spawn from this thing. Okay guys, so I've been here for maybe like 2 or 3 minutes and I have gotten some skeletons, so that does mean it works. Okay, so right now the only issue or the possible issues could be they don't want to walk onto the conveyor belts are causing them to jump or something, or along with that it could just be the fact that we only have one layer up there and there's a lot of unlit caves, and that's what I suspect is probably the issue, but we can't take care of that really on camera right now. I'll do that off camera, but as you can see, a creeper just fell. So my plan is that now that we know that this actually works, we're going to run them to a crusher, and they're all just going to get run to a crusher right now until next episode when we're going to create the mob sorter and probably start working on the shooting range itself. So I have everything in my inventory that we need to actually make the crusher, and of course we have the power over here to do it. So we need to get in here and kill these guys. Hopefully, the main issue would be the creeper. He should be relatively close to dying though, because they fell. Yeah, pretty good distance. So it shouldn't be too dangerous to get in here. I don't really want stuff falling on my head, but I'll just leave that open for now. Okay, so I've now acquired 16 conveyor belts. It turns out we actually did not have any conveyor belts or leather anywhere in the base, so I did have to go kill some cows, but now we can actually start building this. And a couple guys, yeah, you can see there were some skeletons over here that I did have to take care of. So things are spawning, guys. There is no need to worry about that. And this will be much like the automatic farm over there where, you know, whenever I feel like it, if I feel like adding another layer on top, I can just go and do that. So the main reason I don't want to use water is because I do want them damaged when they fall. And I also eventually am going to put in the option where hopefully we can just actually make them fall to their death. That might be cool to see if we can do that without, you know, sending them through the conveyor belt if we do decide to use the power the windmills are generating for something else. But I think we're going to want to send them out. We're probably going to want to send them out right over here so the power doesn't need to get run that far. And they're gonna get sent like, oh no, okay, hello sir, get punched to death. See, it's working, guys. So we want to confine them to 1 block is the main thing. Want to get them down to 1 block. And you know what, I didn't even think about this actually, is that we're not going to be bringing them up at all to get dropped into the crusher is the thing. So the crusher might need to go down in the ground a little bit. So we'll bring them right here, and that should be good to get them to the crusher, which we can put right here. So we can start kind of closing this area off now, because there's no need to be able to see in there. I could put some glass in there if we really wanted to see, but we want to make sure that they don't get burned at all when they're out in the sunlight. So I'll probably end up putting some glass here, and we'll be able to see them. But main thing that we need to care about are the drops. So you open this thing up, heavy machinery, crusher. Obviously I have everything. It is a 5 by 3 by what should be 3, and it's about to be nighttime, so thankfully it's kind of bright around here, so I don't really need to worry about that. But we'll put it like this, and then this is just gonna have to come out 1 more. The main reason that I wanted to condense them into 1 and I don't just push them into the crusher right like that, or have them automatically drop in there, is because it's a little weird when it comes to, oh, there's another one. But it is a little weird when it comes to how they actually get crushed. And I'll show you guys what I'm talking about in a second. Oh my gosh. Okay, you know what? We're going to close this off right like this. So if things do spawn, which I doubt they will. Oh, right in time. I doubt they will because it's becoming nighttime now. So I don't think they will spawn. But I'll show you guys once I finish constructing this as to what I'm talking about. Ooh, nice, we got some coal. I'm actually lacking in coal, and that's why I don't have any torches on me, is just because I used a lot of the coal to turn it into creosote. So you know what, I'm actually going to mine this right now. This is like the first time you guys have ever seen me mine on camera, because I typically just do it off camera, because there's really no point to mining on camera, because it's super boring. But I'm going to close this up for good eventually, and I'm not going to be coming back down here, so it will be nice to get this coal. And of course we got to make sure that we close this up. I'll just put cobblestone down here so things don't spawn. And I did notice while I was getting the leather from the cow. Is this a... This isn't a blood moon. No. Okay, why was I thinking it just looks really red down here? There are no blood moons in this. What am I talking about? I'm losing it, guys. I'm losing it. Okay, it's time to start building the crusher. So we're going to want to build it so that the front is ejecting out this side. So this should be good. And then we do have to get the... Oh, the power. Yeah, the power will be at a good spot too. Okay, let's get this whole layer. So we need the light engineering blocks, steel scaffolding. I think I recall how to make this pretty well, but there's no reason to risk screwing it up. I believe it's like this and like that. Yep, and then next layer is going to be like this and to there. Nope, that's not where we want it. I think it's like that, and then one in the center, and of course we have one left over. Always got one left over until of course we do a second build, and then we're not gonna have one left over, so that's actually doesn't make any sense. But where are the hoppers? Right there. Okay, so we got our 9 hoppers, and these go right like this, and that should be the entire thing built. So we're just gonna mine down here, and boom, there we go. Please tell me it constructed in the right direction. Yes, it did. Okay, awesome. So we're going to have the items get pulled up from right here, and I'll just pull them up like this. There's really no need. I don't actually have item routers on me, but you know what? We can go get the item routers, and we can go get a chest, because then we can pull them straight up, and they should get put right into a chest, and that'll be good. It'll make it look a little bit more clean. And while we're at it, we can grab some glass too, so that we can see all the guys that we are going to be brutally murdering. So got the item routers right here, and do I have chests? Yep, they're right here. And glass is upstairs. Still haven't gotten the chests fully sorted out yet. Okay, there we go. There's the glass we need. And take a quick snack break. Big project, really requires some food. You know what? Let's sleep while we're at it, because we'll get better rates if we sleep. Yes. You can see that I was just like spam clicking a couple times. I think twice, just spam clicking to try and sleep while it was becoming nighttime. Fills the chat up with those messages. You can only sleep at night. Okay, so now we get to finish this off, so we just need to push them one further in here. And this is what I was talking about, like right here. If I was standing on this block, like it would not crush me. But if I was standing like there, it would crush me. So it's a little iffy without them being pushed directly into the center block as to how things are going to work. So let's get some glass, and the glass is going to go right here. We're going to want to be able to see it like this, so we can watch them right before. It's like when they're on death row, essentially. And yeah, I'm going to have to mine this block out just so I can get to these eventually. But you can kind of close this off on this side too. And you know what, we'll put some glass here too, just because there's really no need for it here. We're not really going to be standing on this side, but why not? And then we can just use this one more, and that should push them right into there. So I don't know how I actually want to do this. I guess we could actually rope like this whole thing off, the whole crusher. But I think the main thing we just want to do is like this, most likely. So like this, and just throw glass all around it, and then we need to put some blocks on top. And I'm actually going to cover these up completely just so it looks a little bit nicer, even though we don't need to put stone bricks right here. So this is what it looks like, and now we need to get power to this thing, which can go right there. And the way we're going to do it is we got this high voltage capacitor, we got all the medium voltage wires and connectors. So it's kind of going to be like a power junction again, where we're going to have it sent. I guess what we can do is like this, and then like this, and then like this. So now I think it should be working. It might not be outputting out the bottom right now is the thing. I think it always outputs out the bottom though. So we're going to break this, and I need to get some of these stone bricks in my inventory so we can throw them back down real quick. No, sir. Oh my god, I want to test to see if you get killed. Come on. Be a friend. Be a friend. We'll just break the glass then. I don't want to hit him. I want to verify that he actually gets killed. Okay, so it is not outputting out the bottom yet. So I am going to have to alter this a little bit to get that power. But you can see he is now sitting comfortably in the crusher. And you know what I actually should do before we do that is put down the item routers and make sure that it can output to this, and I guess we'll do a third one just because we have it. And we'll put the chest right here. So that should be good. And of course, I don't have any stone right now to put down, but we're going to want to break this then. And I guess we can just put it right here. Trying to think how I want to do this. Yeah, we can just put it right there and input in the top again, connect to these, and then quite simply, where's our hammer? There we go. Get the output coming out this side. Obviously, it's the orange, and it'll literally go just like this. There we go. Now he's dead. And oh, it makes bone meal instead of bones because it crushes him and then it crushes what he's giving us. Hopefully we're able to get gunpowder from this. If not, I'll still keep it like this. But the whole idea is that, you know, we get the zombies and those are going to be used, and then we get the gunpowder. So that is the main idea behind it. And to make this a little bit more clean, I'm just going to do this. And we'll make this glass and this glass right here and kind of do that. So now anything that falls down here should go right into the crusher and will get crushed and then put into that chest. So eventually, pretty much next episode, we're going to be destroying a portion of what we've made down here, and we are going to be probably going to have to use water to get the zombies to track a villager, so that the zombies go in one direction and everything else goes into the crusher. And we will have an issue with spiders. I will have to create a way for the spiders to die, and I will do that off camera just because it might involve me actually altering up there, but it's mainly because right here, obviously, we're only able to crush, like, we can't crush spiders with this, so we only are able to crush, you know, the zombies, creepers, skeletons, witches, whatever spawns up there like that. So, yeah, that's going to be it for today, guys, though. I hope you enjoyed watching today, and I hope you enjoy the idea as a whole. If you have any suggestions or anything of the sort, feel free to post it in the comments, as I always welcome feedback and constructive criticism and all that good stuff. And mainly it's because of you guys that I'm doing this. So your ideas have been phenomenal, and to those of you that contributed to this already, thank you so much for the ideas, and I'm actually really excited to build this. So, but if you found the video helpful or useful in any way, or my rambling in any way entertaining, feel free to give it a like, as that helps me out a lot, and I will talk to you guys later.